In this video, we're going to look at analyze understanding amortization. So you are going to be looking at a situation that's given to you about an amortization type of loan. So this person, Janet, just graduated from college and she wants to schedule some kind of trip before she goes to work full time, which a lot of people do. So she's thinking about applying for a personal loan of $3,500 and to use the bank that she's with, and that means that she can get an interest rate of 24%. 24% is kind of high, by the way. But with that said, she wants to pay off the trip within 2 years. So the idea about taking out a personal loan or this type of loan, we're thinking about it as she is doing this so she can fund a trip, but she wants to be able to pay it off over time instead of, footing the bill for the trip right away. So if she takes out this loan, what it means is that she's going to have a monthly payment over time. Generally, this payment is going to be a fixed amount, but the way that that fixed amount is distributed between interest and the actual amount that she's taking the loan out for is going to vary over time. So if we look at the payment dates and the payment history of everything, you'll notice that in the payment column, everything is the same. She's paying $185.05 every single month for 2 years. So that's rate isn't going to change. What is changing is the difference between the principal and the interest being paid. So notice that initially she's going to be paying $70 of interest. And as time goes on, the interest amount that she's paying decreases, while more of it is going to end up shifting over to paying off the principal. So what does this mean? This usually means that when we're looking at an amortization process, interest gets paid in a larger amount before the loan amount itself. So we're paying off interest initially more, and then as time goes on, it shifts over and we're paying more of the principal loan off. So this column right here where it says total interest, this is just keeping track of all the interest that's being paid off over time. And then the balance is after each payment, what's the balance that she has. So when we get to down here, you're going to answer questions about this. So how much is Janet going to pay every month? So if I go up here, you should be able to see payment is the same exact all the way through. On January 1st, 2021, how much is going toward the interest versus the principal? So if I go up here where it says January 2021, I can see principal is $115.05, whereas my interest is $70. So those would be your answers for that. So this is just continuing to analyze those that information that you're given. Now let's suppose Janet received a year-end bonus and can afford to pay more. So if someone can pay more off sooner, that's okay. It's just going to mean that you have to adjust things differently. So let's say she makes this payment instead. How much of it is going to be in principal? How much is going to be in interest? And then you're recalculating it for that one specific line. So you're going to go up here and kind of find where that was. So that said January 2022. So in January 2022, pretend that you're replacing this 185.05 with the amount that they were saying. So she's saying that she's going to pay $285.05 instead. So you're going to write $285.05 and then adjust accordingly in this line. So you should notice that that's probably going to go toward principal, and then that interest rate the interest will stay the same. So from there, what will be the general impact? Well, if you pay one single large amount, what do you anticipate happening later on? Do you think that she'll be dragging it out till December 2022, or do you think maybe she'll pay it off sooner? Then in part 2, change Janet's schedule. So you're going to go through this process using the bankrate.com loan calculator. You're going to enter the original amount and you're going to kind of mess with the different types of things. So you're going to see what happens when you add an additional one-time $100 payment. And you're basically comparing this to what you had written above in 5. So as you go through, you will answer questions based on the new information that you input. From there, you're going to continue to use the loan calculator, and you're going to kind of determine what happens then if it's 4 years instead of 2. What's the monthly payment look like? Is it less? Is it more? What's the impact on total interest that she's paying over that time? Things like that. So you're going to make a comparison, because now you can see that if she were to do 2 years, in the end, she ends up paying a total interest of $941.17. Whereas maybe over 4 years, this might be actually a lot larger because it is spread out over that much longer of a time. So you're just comparing different rates. For the challenge question, please make sure you do try this one, give it a shot, do the best you can. And then in part 3 right here is the summary. So what advice would you give Janet if she tries to take this loan out? Should she do 4 years? Should she do it over 2 years? Should she pay additional payments ahead of time if possible? Those are things like that. And then if a friend who's never heard of amortization before has asked you to explain them how it works, you can also Google this if you want. Investopedia has some good definitions and information that might help you.